Hello everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Mohammad Iqbal. I am from the Department of Computer Applications, Jamal Muhammad College, Trichy. In this video, we are going to discuss a very important thing, and it is very basic for the programming languages, variables in Python. Here we go. What is a variable? A Python variable is a reserved memory location to store values, which means with the help of variables we can able to store the details, the data into the memory. And the second thing, variables take memory space based on the type of value we assigning to them. So in this case we can say in the way of data type, in what data type a particular variable uses, it will save on basis of the data type. And the third one, Python has no command for declaring a variable. A variable is created the moment you first assign a value to it. So in this case we could say that Python is a dynamic typed programming language, which means that we no need to specify a particular data type. Instead, we can directly call the variable, and by assigning the value, if it may consider the value in numerical form. If it is in numerical form, it would take that as a integer. If it is a fractional part, it would take as a float. So based on that, we'll see in the demo session. And how we have to declare the variables. Here you can see, and how we can able to assign the values to the variable. So this is the basic syntax to assign to declare the variable and assign the value. By giving the variable name, we can give any name because the variable name is a user defined name. The assignment operator, which means that the equivalent operator, as you can see this example here, I is equal to 10. So here I am not mentioning any more data types. Here I only declare the variable name and I am giving an assignment operator as equal to, and the value is 10. Automatically the Python program, the interpreter will identify this particular variable is from the integer data type. So as we can see in the demo, particularly I have selected Colab. So for that you need to search Colab research google.com. So here it will directly move on to the Colab platform. Here we have some I have already created a file which is based on the Python. So which is copy of variable declaration. So usually it would open like this. In the upcoming videos I will explain about the Colab. To use the Colab you need only you need the internet connection, and you can connect with the Google, because the Colab is a online platform and online IDE to perform operations to the Python programming. So here you can see the code, the integer. Here I is 10 and I am printing the I, so we would get the output as 10. So we are not declaring any variable like integer, like int in other programming languages like C, C++, Java, and some of the languages. Most of the languages we need to mention the data type, but here we no need to mention the data type. Directly we can declare the variable, as we have discussed in the PowerPoint presentation. And for the floating point, simply I have written pi value as a variable name, and I have declared the assignment operator, and I have written some Python pi values. So here 3.1459. So here this is an example for the floating point, and for the string in Python both character and strings are considered as same, but we can take as a single character, but we as well as we can able to take like a sentence, a word, we can select that kind of things. So this also I am printing it, so I have the output for this, so you can search you can type and you can get the example based on this. So you would get some idea and you would have some knowledge about this programming language. So some of the very basic things only I am displaying it to you, so you no need to worry about it. So throughout the video series I used to give you some tips and how you have to go in between. So here you can see the Boolean means it gives only the true or false kind of outputs we can able to store. So here if I take question is equal to true, the question has a value of true in it, so I am printing the question value, so we would get the output as true by clicking this run cell. So if you run this, you would get the output as down below. So as you can see, for the integer I gave only 10, so the output came as 10, and for the floating point it came like 3.14 as a pi value, and I have declared a value as M, and my name is Mohammed Iqbal. So here I have declared my name here. This also considered as a string, and M is also considered as string, and here we have declared the Boolean, so I got the output as true. But also the Python has a some more advantage over the other languages. Here we can declare none or null values to the variable as none. None is a keyword which is particularly used to mention the null values. So we can also print the empty as none, so we would get the output as none. So this is the first example, and moving on to the next example, we could see the Boolean. So mainly I would like to say something which is very important. Boolean, whatever you type based on the Python programming, it is case sensitive as like other languages, and it is based on the interpreter, but it is not based on compiler. So you need to carefully type, and you should not give any space to like this. If you give a space, you would get error, and if you run, you would get some error messages like this, because it takes, the interpreter takes the empty space also as a value. So for that you need to be more careful by typing, and if it shows any error as a red underline, so you need to be more careful. And if now it would run perfectly. So as I am declared here A as true and capital B as false, if I type, so as I said before, if I type small b, because Python is a case sensitive language, so we need to be more careful on this. And the next example, here we can declare multiple variables and also values in one line. So it would take the output as the variables as, if I type a comma b comma c equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, it would directly assign the values to the particular variable. So here 1 would be assigned to the variable a, and 2 would be assigned to the variable b, and also 3 would be assigned to the variable c. So this is very easy to mention the things which is not possible in most of the languages, which is a very good feature in Python. and also we could able to display the things by typing print, and I'm giving the values as a comma b comma c print. So here I can get the output as 1 2 3. So if I want particularly the output of a, the value of a, I can get the value of a here. So if I want some other values like this b c, so I can mention like this, so I can get the particular output which is reside in the variable. So the next example, which is the underscore is also considered as a variable. So we can start the variable name as with a underscore, but we cannot mention or we cannot give any numbers as a variable name. It should not start like that. So here you can see I get the output as a b underscore 1 comma 2 comma 3. So I'm printing all those things here, so I can get the output like this. So or else I print just the underscore value, so it stores the value, so we would get the output as the same. But if I type instead of the underscore, if I type 0, definitely it would give some error, because the variable name should not start with any numbers. So that is very carefully you need to understand. And the third one, so I just print the values like this. So here you can see you can't assign to literal, which means that the numbers, the numerical numbers cannot be assigned as a variable. So this is a very good example to understand. So here you can see I'm printing the underscore, so it would get the value. And the next thing, here in one straight line we could assign the more number of variables same value, as like this: a is equal to b and b is equal to c, which means that the one value is assigned to the value c, and the c's value will be assigned to the variable b, and the variable b's value will be assigned to the variable a. So here this is what the thing. So if you hover over, you can get the value which is stored in the variable a and in the variable b. You just hover over and you can see that it would load and it would give what is the output actually. So the next thing which I am going to give you, once if we assign the values like this, directly we can assign some other values to this, and it is possible to. That's why the Python has a two categories which is more possible to do such a changing values, which is called mutable data types and immutable data types. Which means mutable data type means we could able to change the values during the runtime, and we can assign more values and we can change again and again. And to the part of the next one, the immutable, which cannot be possible, we cannot change any values regarding it. And once the next one, b is equal to 2. Now b refers to another int object, one with the value of 2. So here the value has been changed. The particularly I am taking b and I am giving the value as 2. So here what would happen, directly the b value only assigned to the b value 2 will be assigned to only to b, and it would not affect a, because as you can see in the top level there is nothing would affect. Next thing about the variables, here I am giving you some example based on the list is an immutable data type, which means that you cannot change anything, and for this you need to specify for the if you want to initiate a list data type, you need to mention with the square bracket as like this. So I am applying the values as 10, 11 and 12 to y, and the y value would be assigned to the x. So here I am applying x as 15, 16 and 17. So we could directly apply to x and we can directly apply to y, but it would not affect anything. So as we I am giving you an example based on this. Here print x. So I am also printing the x. I print y also, but here I am printing the x also, but it doesn't affect the value of y and as well as x. Why I am saying this? Because here all the values of y would be stored in the value of x, but directly if I am not mentioning this one, see the difference. So I am just commenting this one, and I am printing the value of x2. So here the output would be given. So simultaneously we can able to change the outputs here too. The next one, x is equal to y and y is equal to 7, 8, 9. X and y are two different names for the same list just created 7, 8, 9. X of 9, which means that it's stored in a form of array. So particularly I am changing the value of number x of 0. So just imagine this 7 is 0 and this 1, its array address is 1, and the 9's address is 2. So as like here you can see x of 0 is equal to 15. So I print the value of y. So what I get the output as the 15 value would be assigned to the value of 7. So here you can see the output, and particularly I want to know what would happen like this. So I want to print a particular array value here as like this. As you can see, print of x1. So if I do this, you would know that what the array would work, how the array would work. So as you can see here, print of x of 1, which means that the array value of x would be displayed. So as like this I am changing the numbers. So x of 2, so the value of x of 2 is 9, it would display here. You need to specify everything clearly, then only the output would be available. If it shows any error, you need to be more careful on how the value is declared, like is it in the case sensitive or the value which I am going to give as like this. So x of 3, so the output, does it come? Well, no, because the value of x of 3 is not assigned in here. So if I am adding another one value here, so here the array would work in a form of 0. The first array space would be accompanied from 0 to up to number whatever we mentioned. So now it would work. Why I am saying this, sorry, this one. So I am mentioning just a number 4. So here you can see the difference. X of y, so again I have given the number as 4, so the value would be visible now. So the numbers has to be mentioned before, and then only we can able to use it in the upcoming ways. And the next one, the nested list. Here you can see the nested list means the square bracket, the first square bracket, then the next square bracket. Inside another square bracket will be available. So how it would work? So if I say, so it is like more like a multi-dimensional array. So we can increase any number of array here. So the x2 is like this value. So why I am saying this? Because here the value 1 is 0 and this one is 1, 2 is 1, and the whole square bracket is considered as 2, and this one as the 6 is considered as 3, and this one is considered as 4. In this way it is possible. So I am just commenting the word. And now what I am going to do, I am just printing the value, just executing this by clicking this play button. As you can see here, it shows in the form of list. This is the main advantage of Python. The next one, in the first variable declaration, I am giving a as 2 and I am printing it, and the next variable declaration I am using the same name, same variable name, and instead of number or numerical letter, I am giving a word or a string, and it would give the output as well. Here another advantage for the Python programming, you can assign any number of values to a particular or a same variable name. So with that, I hope you would have understood something, the variables and the declarations. If you have any doubts or clarifications, you can comment, and if you like the video, you can like and share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.